Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your good friend Chad Marco here again. And as you know, I love to do little anime reviews. So today, that's exactly what I am going to do. And if you've read the video title, then you know that today's episode. Today, the anime that I'm going to be reviewing is none other than Naruto. Oh man, truly an anime classic. You know, one of the big like major shonen legendary manga slash animes up there with Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece, definitely in that league. So felt like I had to review Naruto. I've always had like a slight interest in Naruto. Like I first saw it many years ago when I was a kid. I remember I think I saw the fight between Naruto and Kiba during the Chunin exams, and that was pretty much like my first. No, in fact, it goes back before that. Shit, my first introduction to Naruto was reading it in Shonen Jump. Damn, I think that was like early middle school, late elementary. I don't know. That was like forever ago now. But yeah, that's when I first remember seeing Naruto. It was in the Shonen Jump, and I thought, man, this is pretty damn cool. So years later, I finally get around to watching the entire fucking anime, and I must say that I'm pleasantly impressed. But let's get to the review, shall we? Now, of course, this anime is called Naruto. It was written by Masashi Kishimoto. And it's about ninjas, and that's about it. That's Naruto, ladies and gentlemen. See you later. But yeah, in typical anime fashion, it's not just about ninjas. They gotta have superpowers and shit like that. So yeah, Naruto is basically it's an anime with like a ninja theme. And the ninjas, they have powers, like they're like superhuman, and you know they can shoot fireballs and do this and do that, like create illusions, shadow clones, and all that. And it focuses on the younger generation of ninjas, particularly Naruto Uzumaki, and he lives in a place called the Hidden Leaf Village, and that's like essentially in the world of Naruto. It's like you got these various countries, like, you know, the country of fire, the country of wind or whatever, like, you know, and then you got the villages where the ninjas live, and you know, the village where the main characters happen to live is most of the main characters is the Hidden Leaf Village. During the beginning of the story, they tell you about this big incident where a nine-tailed fox demon had attacked the Hidden Leaf Village, and I mean, he was just crazy strong. Like, think Goku when he turns into like the big ape or something. Nah, scratch that. Vegeta when he turns into the ape. Like, this motherfucker was badass, and they just couldn't stop him. But the fourth Hokage and the Hokage in Naruto is basically like the leader of the village, like the strongest ninja. The strongest ninja gets to be the leader, and he was the only one who could deal with the nine-tailed fox, and he dealt with it by sealing the fox into the body of his child, which happens to be Naruto, who was just born. Now, since Naruto had this terrifying demon locked away inside of him, the villagers always felt a certain amount of animosity towards him and fear, and you know, so growing up, he didn't have a lot of friends, and he was kind of isolated because people felt like he was a ticking time bomb. You know, he housed this demon fox thing that almost destroyed their entire village and the people that they love. So it was hard to be accepting of Naruto. And to make things even worse is that his father kind of died. Well, he died in the process of, you know, sealing away the fox. So he really didn't have anybody growing up, and you know, and that kind of goes into one of the major themes of Naruto, which is like isolation, loneliness, and the desire to want to fit in and to be accepted and to impress your peers. And but we're probably gonna get back to that a little bit later. Now, Naruto, he grows up, and he's kind of like he's a mischievous young lad to say the least. Because he's so isolated. I just feel I guess that he felt that he had to be like sort of a class clown to get attention. I think he probably acted out just to get extra attention from everybody else. So he's kind of a goofball, but that's typical of like shonen protagonists. It's very rare that you have a protagonist of a shonen, or really most kind of like light-hearted action anime, stuff like that. Like, it's rare that you'll have an MC who's like serious. They'll always have like a serious like sidekick or like a rival. Like Goku's a goofball, but Vegeta is kind of the straight man. And wait, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably one of the few anime where I can think of like a shonen that the main character was a complete goofball. Like, Yusuke was pretty damn serious. He was a delinquent, but I digress. And in this in the Hidden Leaf Village, they're basically training Naruto and his peers to be professional ninjas. Right now, they're kind of low-ranking ninjas that are kind of just going through training. So that's where the whole anime kind of starts off. Naruto is kind of in the early stages of his training, but he's about to have a very quick power-up in typical anime fashion. But let me go over some of the details about this anime. So yeah, they're training these guys to become ninjas because in ninja villages, they get requests from people to handle out like missions. It could be anything from the mundane, like rescuing a cat from a tree, doing favors for people in the village, escorting people, or it can be more serious to the point of like, assassinations and protecting important people who are about to be assassinated and shit like that. So, the missions have like different rankings to them according to their difficulty and level of seriousness. But that's the whole point of training Naruto and his friends. They're supposed to grow up to become strong ninjas to be able to do missions for their to do missions for their village. Now in Dragon Ball, what kind of makes well, not just Dragon Ball, but in most anime is like there's like some type of like magic mechanic, like something that makes the people in their world like extraordinary, superhuman, and Dragon Ball is key. In Hunter x Hunter, it was Nin, I believe. And in this, it's called chakra. Chakra is basically like just magic, it's really just like magic, spirit, energy, that sort of thing. Think like mana in a video game. It's like magical, spiritual energy that can be used to do like really like reality bending attacks and illusions and shit like that. And that's kind of like their power source, their special power source. It's not ki, it's not nin, it's chakra this time around, which I think is nice because chakra is like a real thing, but not like a real thing, but it's like it's actually like like there are people who actually believe like chakra points and all this shit. So I think it's kind of cool how they incorporated that into the anime instead of making it like some bullshit like Nin, But there are different kinds of like I guess you could say like ways that ninjas can fight, and there are like three primary ways. There's ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu. Ninjutsu is basically like the magical attacks, like fireballs, wind that can slice you to pieces. Mostly things that are kind of like attack based. Things that are like physical, like kind of change or manipulating matter or creating matter, stuff like that. And then there's genjutsu, which is like illusion magic, which is like, well, I said magic, like illusion attacks, where you might make your opponent see things, or just to kind of get in their mind and throw them off and shit like that. And it can get very, very like way more complex than that. Like what happened to our boy Kakashi. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. We'll get to that later. Yeah, and the last one is taijutsu, which is basically just hand-to-hand combat. You know, it's kind of the most basic, like, essential ninja thing to have. You know, just be able to throw them hands, just, you know, put them paws on somebody, like, just straight up fighting, hand-to-hand, brawling, kicking, punching, headbutting, all that shit. So those are like the basic, like, 3 methods of fighting for the ninjas in Naruto. And then they have like these special like clans that have like unique powers that can only be passed down through blood, like the Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan. You know, they have like just very, very unique, rare powers that I'm not sure they can be learned by other ninjas in like any conventional way. I think you have to like really like find some crazy loophole to do what they're doing. But they have like these like closely guarded secret ninjutsu that's like passed down from like, you know, father to son, mother to daughter, or whatever. Like case in point, the Sharingan. You know, that's the Uchiha clan's like special blood limit power ninja shit. And there are also summons. Probably about midway through the anime, not even that, probably, Naruto gets to a point where he can like summon like a giant frog to help him out in battle. So, and other people can do summons as well. Like I saw like Kakashi, he summoned a dog, like he can summon like a gang of dogs to like sniff people out and attack people. And I think I think it was, what was your name? Tsunade? Yeah, I think Tsunade, she summons like a giant slug. Orochimaru summons a big snake. So yeah, they got like giant animals. Kind of like Final Fantasy, where you can summon like the GFs. Definitely with no GF. Yeah, and the ninjas, they're all like there's a hierarchy as far as like your skill level is concerned, from like basically like weakest to strongest, kind of like how in Yu Yu Hakusho they had like the C class demons, B class, A class, S class. Kind of got something like that in here in Naruto. The lowest level ninja is a genin, genin, one of them. But yeah, that's like you're basically like a ninja in training. You're not really certified yet. You're just like the lowest level goon type ninja. You're not even like Rikimaru yet. You're just very, very low level. And that's where Naruto starts off at, and him and his peers. And then the next level is Chunin, which is I guess you would say like you're kind of more certified. Like you're someone who could be like a leader. You're not just like a goon. You're like you know, it's that next level. And then there's Jonin, which is like how would I describe Jonin? Don't fuck with him. Yeah, don't. By this point, people just don't fuck with you. Like anybody that fuck with you, you probably gonna just kill them, and they wouldn't even know it. But yeah, then after that, it's the Hokage, which is like the strongest ninja of his particular village. In Naruto, it's the thing is, like I said earlier, the 4th Hokage died in the process of sealing Naruto into the fucking fox. And so they had to go back to the 3rd Hokage. He had to kind of take up his role as Hokage again. And he's active as the Hokage when Naruto begins. So yeah. Now let's talk about some of the characters in... let me take a little sip here. Let's talk about some of the characters in Naruto. Now, of course, the main character, Naruto Uzumaki. Oh man, don't we all love him? You know, but I gotta be honest. Initially, I didn't really like Naruto. I didn't like him. And I think part of it is because when I first watched Naruto, I was watching it dubbed. And oh God, he's so much more annoying in the dub. I feel like I feel like his personality comes across much less like annoying in the Japanese in like the Japanese version. Cause I feel like in the English one, he just sounds like an annoying brat. Like believe it. So this time around, cause I did see a little bit of Naruto dub like years ago, but this is my first time. Like like now I'm kind of a sub guy. So this is my first time seeing it sub, and I'm like, you know what, Naruto really isn't that bad. Like I kind of like Naruto now, you know. And I think one of the things that makes it better in Japanese is that like his I don't know, like him being funny comes across better. Like he try like it feels like in the dub he's trying to be funny, whereas I feel like in the sub like it's like, oh yeah, he's kind of he's actually kind of a funny kid doing a little goofball shit. But yeah, I mean, as far as his personality, you could pretty much think of any shonen protagonist, and he's some shade of that. Really, just gotta believe in yourself, the power of friendship, persistence, hard work, really just the typical like shonen attitude that I can do it. I can do anything I put my mind to. I can, I want to be the best. I want to be the very best. I mean, even Ass Ketchum, like it's really just the most, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's really just a very generic kind of a character. Probably a little heavy on the goofball side, though. I will give him that. He's a I mean, as far as like goofball shonen protagonists go, like he definitely takes the cake. I mean, because the hot thing now is My Hero Academia, and Deku. He isn't like he's that kind of arts type, that kind of I'm just an average guy, goofy. Believe in yourself type shit, but he's not like as goofy as Naruto, and I would say Naruto is even goofier than Goku, and that's fucking hard because Goku is fucking retarded. Like he bumped his head. This motherfucker got CTE and shit. But yeah, I mean, straight up clown guy, but he can get serious, just like any shonen protagonist. Like when he gets serious, it. Like he has a side, like a very, very serious side. He will fuck you up. Don't get it twisted. Dude, don't get it. That's what I kind of like about him. Like he's the most unlikely guy. Like when you start seeing him coming to his own, because in the beginning, he's not. And in the beginning, he's not a very good ninja. In the beginning, he's very I mean, and that's to be expected because he's like, what, 12, 13, very inexperienced, and he can't do a lot of like basic, like fundamental ninja things right, but you get to see him go through the process of doing that and seeing like those little moments where he's actually getting the hang of it and coming into his own. Like it feels so good. It really does feel good because like I said, he's a character who grew up isolated and nobody thought he could do shit. But when he starts finally like doing things right, when he starts doing things and people start noticing, like, wow, like Naruto is talented or Naruto is tough, Naruto can fight. When they start, like, when you see everyone else start noticing that, like, you can't help but feel good for him. And I guess that's that whole part of his character arc is I gotta say it's pretty well done. Just seeing him coming to his own, I really like that. Like a character like Goku from the beginning, he was always kind of like beast mode. I mean, first episode he was like lifting cars and shit. But Naruto, like in fact, his first encounter with enemies, he froze up. His first real dangerous situation, he completely froze up, and he was so mad at himself about it. Like he was so disappointed in himself the way he reacted when shit got real. And that's just another little thing that I like about, that I can appreciate about this anime, is that little moments like that. He's just a kid trying to figure shit out. He doesn't have everything together. He's not really confident and brave as he's putting on to be. He's just acting that way because he's trying to pretty much fake it till he makes it. But yeah, I think I finally started really liking Naruto like it finally clicked when he fought Gara. When he fought Gara and he did like he made like what was it, like 1,000 clones, like 1,000 shadow clones. That was I was like, all right, I like Naruto now. Like I felt bad because for years I had a grudge against Naruto. Like I hate this cornball. I hate this fucker, this goofy asshole. I hated him. And then, but when I saw him like with the 1,000 shadow clones, he just beat the fuck out. I was like, yes, I like this guy now. But let me talk about his powers a little bit. Like I said, he has the demon, the fox demon locked inside of him. So what that does is that gives him like a humongous pool of like extra chakra and stamina to call upon. And his favorite technique is the shadow clone jutsu, where he can create copies of himself. But the unique thing about it is that his copies aren't just like fakes. Like they can actually hurt you. They're not just like, you know, like shit that's just there to confuse you. They can punch you in your damn shit. And so he can make like 10, 50, 100 of them at once and just come at you. Like that's really like his main tactic is like creating clones of himself and then like kind of coming up with a strategy to attack his opponent. Like he might do like some type of crazy combination, or he might just jump at you, or he might just do some confusing tricky shit and come out of nowhere and uppercut you in the chin. Yeah, but and other than that, you know, he got the basic like ninja tools like throwing stars and stuff like that. And probably about, oh yeah, and since he has the fox demon inside of him, he can like, sometimes he loses control. Like if he gets upset, if he gets angry, then he loses control of himself, and like the fox demon kind of takes over. And he just goes fucking wild. I mean, his rate of healing increases like dramatically. He's much stronger, faster, and just a ferocious opponent. I mean, he just turned into Mike Tyson out of fucking nowhere. This shit is crazy. But yeah, that's basically like his Kaioken. You know, like when Goku finally got Kaioken and it just took him to the next level. Like that's kind of his like power up shit. At least early on where I'm at. So yeah, what else can Naruto do? Oh yeah, and he also has this like this powerful like blast attack called Rasengan, where you gotta like, man, I just remembered the little training arc where Jiraiya taught him how to use the Rasengan. And that's another thing that I can appreciate about Naruto is that he didn't just learn the fucking Rasengan out of nowhere. I'm thinking back to Dragon Ball when Goku learned Kamehameha. And I think Roshi did it one time and then Goku immediately got it. Like it was just like instantaneous. But man, for Naruto to learn Rasengan, which I could say at this point is probably like his version of like kind of his Kamehameha, it took him a fucking minute. Like he really had to go train in the mountains and shit. He was out there for days doing nothing but learning how to like twist chakra into like spears and shit. It was crazy. But I like that. I like that it didn't come easy. Shit really just don't come easy for Naruto. He goes through a big period of just like fucking up, but I like that. That's more realistic. You don't really get things automatically all the time. But yeah, the Rasengan is like his like a blast attack, like boom, like it just it's crazy strong. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I just had to talk about Naruto as the main character. Give me a second here. Fuse them together. Okay, now the next character we're gonna talk about is Sasuke Uchiha. Now Sasuke is to Naruto what Vegeta is to Goku, basically. He's like his rival character. Like he's personality wise complete opposite. Sasuke, he's more like he's cold, quiet, stays to himself, introverted, always serious. Of course, Naruto, goofy, funny, extroverted, always pranking, trying to do pranks and shit like that. But Sasuke, complete opposite, like straight up cool guy, like just the coolest guy in school type. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of has a similar background to Naruto actually, and this is kind of where they kind of find some type of like common ground, and is that Sasuke growing up, his brother had actually killed, like wiped out their entire fucking village, so that pretty much traumatized him, and that isolated him from his entire family and people that he knew because they're fucking dead. And from that point, all he could think about was getting revenge, trying to avenge his clan, and find some way to become powerful enough to defeat his brother who killed them all. So that kind of had him stuck in his own like personal prison. I feel like where with Naruto, it was more like he was kind of forced into a situation. There really wasn't anything he can do outside of excel as a ninja to get the respect of the people around him. But Sasuke, it was more like enforced upon himself. I mean, yeah, his brother destroyed their entire clan, but I feel like he could have probably easily integrated into, with the rest of the village. I think it was more so that he didn't want to. I think he just wanted to focus entirely on, killing his brother, avenging his clan. I don't care about bitches. I don't care about you. I don't want no friends. Fuck Naruto. Like, I just want to kill Itachi. And yeah, he's just a super cold, serious guy. And he's kind of like a prodigy too. Like, whereas Naruto, like, he couldn't do like a lot of the basic fundamental ninja shit. Sasuke a lot of it kind of came more natural to him. Because of he comes from like a special clan who has like the unique special snowflake ninjutsu Sharingan and all that. So yeah, he's kind of like, even though he's not like well integrated into the village, he has respect. Like, people respect him because of his name. He's the last sole surviving member of the Uchiha clan, and he has the power of the Sharingan locked away inside of him. And so I feel like the village probably looked at him with a little bit of reverence, even though he probably didn't show them any love back. But some of his powers early on was that he can do like a fireball, like it's like this fireball ninjutsu, like just shoot a big ass ball of fire out of his mouth. I remember thinking that was like super cool when I first saw it. Like, oh damn, this was like, damn, like, hey, I ain't seen nobody do no shit like that. Yeah, and later on he learns his own like blast attack called the what was that shit called? The Chidori. He learns that from his teacher Takashi, and it's kind of similar to Naruto's Rasengan. I would say Rasengan seems more like wind based, kind of like gusty hurricane blast, and Chidori seems more like electricity, shocking, like like shit like that. But yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. And he also has the Sharingan. Like I said, he comes from like a special clan where they had like a unique ability, which was the Sharingan, which I think the Sharingan, it allows you to like copy, like you kind of analyze your opponent. Like, really, it's all in the eyes. The Sharingan is all in the eyes. That's all I gotta say about it. It's all in the eyes. But yeah, it's like it's different levels to it, but basically it's just like you analyze your opponent and you're able to copy what they do and read their movements. Like, so you kind of like after fighting them for a short while, you'll kind of start to be able to predict what they're gonna do next, and you can even mimic what they're doing, like their powers and their abilities and shit like that. And so very useful. But man, it's funny though, because Sasuke is like the poster child for like edgy anime characters. Like, he's up there with like Light Yagami. I mean, just like, he is the face of like edge. Like he is the lord of edge. I mean, the only thing he doesn't have is like the black and red outfit. That's all he's missing. But I mean, really, I said all that shit about him, but if you want to know who Sasuke is, he is the edge lord of this anime. But I don't particularly like him, to be honest. He's cool, but like I don't know. I wouldn't like, cause I get what he's supposed to be. Like he's like I said, he's what Vegeta is to Goku, or what Hiei is to Yusuke. But to me, I don't like him like I like them. I like those characters, but Sasuke, I just feel like he kind of just plays his role. Like I feel like he's just there to be Naruto's like opposite. You know, his rival. I don't really have like an attachment to Sasuke, which is kind of a shame to say, because I usually like those characters. You know, that's sort of like like the other guy, the serious, dark, edgy. I usually like those characters, but Sasuke, he's just a little bit too generic. Maybe it's that he's so quiet all the time, and you know, he's kind of a hater. Like when Naruto starts getting good, like he starts hating on him and shit. It's hard. It's really hard to like somebody like that. But yeah, that's Sasuke. Oh God, bruh. I fucking hate Sakura. That's all I can. I hate. Oh, Sakura. Let's talk about Sakura-chan. All right, now Sakura is the third member of Naruto's little ninja team. I forgot to mention that in Naruto, the ninjas are kind of broken up into teams of 3. And Naruto's team is himself, Sasuke, and a little bitch named Sakura. Now, Sakura is about as useful as Krillin in the fucking Majin Buu saga. Yeah, I said throughout the whole shit, she's about that useful. And her entire personality pretty much just revolves around like being in love with Sasuke. I think that's why I don't like her. Like she's not even like, she's beneath like just the most generic, like just inserted love interest that's just there to be a love. She's even below that, like, cause she's not even like the main character's like true love interest. Like Naruto likes her, but she doesn't like him. She likes fucking Sasuke, which is understandable. He's cool. Naruto's a dork. I get it, you know, but it's just, that's all she really is. Like she's really just Sasuke's bitch, you know, she's just that girl that really likes Sasuke. That's her whole personality. And it's like, and it wouldn't be that bad if combat wise she was, you know, impressive, or somebody like, oh, she's cool. Like she's not even like cool in combat. Like she doesn't have any like interesting, unique ninjutsu or genjutsu. You know, she ain't got shit that really make her stand out. You know, she had this whole thing where like she cut her hair as like a statement of, you know, I'm no longer the pretty girl, I'm the serious ninja girl. And you know, fuck that. That was stupid. I don't like I don't like a damn thing about Sakura. I don't fucking like her, man. Like, whenever it was a Sakura episode, I just remember feeling so much rage on the inside. I just wanted to fucking choke somebody and bash their head against the fucking wall. Like, I hate. Ugh. Let me stop talking about Sakura. I'm just how I'm just gotta do that. All right, let's talk about somebody awesome. Kakashi Sensei. Kakashi is Naruto's ninja, his little group's teacher. Now, every group of 3 of Genin have their own like instructor, which is usually like a Jonin, and theirs happens to be Kakashi. Now Kakashi, he's basically like an OG ninja. I mean, certified. I mean, like, you can tell like day one, like when he first shows up, like, oh, this a killer right here. Like he just got that look. Like it was just something about him. It was just something like, and he's a little, I wouldn't say not goofy, but like he does like little silly things. He reads like romance novels and stuff like that. So he's not like your typical cool character. Like because he is very cool, but it's not in like an edgy way. It's more like I'm so bored. Like I'm just so strong. I'm just bored all the time because 90% of these people around me can't touch me. You know, he just had this air of like disinterest, but at the same time, like not in like an immature, edgy way, if that makes sense. Like he's just genuinely just cool and but at the same time ready for action. You know, probably the fucking best teacher you could have. But yeah, since he's a Jonin, I don't have to explain how fucking strong he is. I mean, he's extremely powerful in terms of like Naruto lore. As far as his powers, he actually has. I don't know how he got it because I'm not that far into the you know, I just finished Naruto and I don't think they really explained it, but he has a Sharingan somewhat like Sasuke, except he only has it in one eye. I don't know how he got it. I don't know, but yeah, that's one of his powers. He somehow he got a Sharingan, and he's the one that taught the Chidori to Sasuke. So that's another one of his techniques. But yeah, generally I think they call him the copy ninja because he uses the Sharingan to copy other people's techniques. Like in one of his biggest and when his big fights early on with Zabuza, you know, he did that to copy Zabuza's movements and his little ninjutsu shit, I believe. That was a good ass fight. It was actually alright. But yeah, Kakashi, I have never heard any bad things about him. Like he's one of those characters that, you know, everybody loves. You know, you might not like Naruto. You might think Sasuke is just an edgelord. You might think Sakura's a bitch. But Kakashi is the character. Like he's one of those characters that everybody loves. Well, just about everybody loves. And yeah, just really just the awesome OG character. You know, almost like a Master Roshi. Almost. I'm it's a bit of a stretch. I say Jiraiya is actually more of like the Master Roshi character in all actuality, because he's the one that actually. In fact, I'm gonna hold off from talking about Jiraiya. I'm gonna get to him soon. But let's talk about the third Hokage. Just an old ass nigga. I mean, no. But the third Hokage. Like I said, Naruto dad, fourth Hokage died, stealing the ninja inside of him. So now you got a third Hokage, and you know, nothing really special. Just like pretty much like the Bill Cosby of the village, minus the date rape. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, as far as his personality and shit, nothing really stands out. He's just like the kind of the father figure of the village, like the grandpa. You know, and he doesn't really have an air of power, but certainly gets a chance to flex his muscle in the anime, and you get to see how strong he really is. He's a strong old man. Don't get it twisted. He looks kind of fragile, but he's pretty fucking strong. But personality-wise, you know, it's typical like dad ninja guy. But yeah, going back to Jiraiya. Jiraiya is now early on. Kakashi is like Naruto's like primary teacher. But later on it becomes Jiraiya, and Kakashi focuses on Sasuke. So they both kind of get their own like OG ninja teacher to teach them things. And Naruto's end up being Jiraiya. And I say Jiraiya is actually closer to the Master Roshi comparison. You know, he's kind of older, not old, but I think like 50. And he's, you know, fucking perv. You know, he likes, you know, he loves women. You can always trying to flirt with girls and going to clubs and drinking, but underneath like the fun-loving, perverted character personality, he's actually a certified like badass, one of the strongest ninjas like in the fucking anime, really. Yeah, I like him, but it just seems like, I guess to me, since Dragon Ball came first, I'm always kind of compare it to that, and just the fact that Jiraiya just reminds me so much of Roshi. I don't know. I just think it's not very original. I feel like Masashi had to know that, you know, he kind of modeled Jiraiya at least a little bit after Roshi. You know, the older, perverted, like almost monk-like sage character. But yeah, powerful ninja nonetheless. He taught Naruto how to summon and how to do the Rasengan. I can't wait to see more of him when I watch Shippuden. Cool guy. Now, let's talk about some of Naruto's like other like some of the other teams in Naruto, like the little genie ninja teams. Now, Hinata is like, well, let's just say that's Naruto's love interest in this anime, but it's not really firmly established yet. As of yet, it's like you. I know it's gonna happen, but in Naruto they don't really like. I guess Naruto doesn't really reciprocate at all. Like he's still 100% focused on Sakura, so he doesn't notice that Hinata actually is attracted to him. That she's, she likes him. She's kind of shy. She's like withdrawn, not very confident. Definitely talented because she comes from the Hyuga clan, which is like, kind of similar to the Uchiha clan, where they have like a special, unique ninjutsu talent or whatever that's kind of passed down from, generation and generation. And, she's inherited it as well. So she's talented, but she doesn't believe in herself. But through watching Naruto, like, she notices, like, she's one of the first people who notices him, who notices, like, maybe he's not the most polished ninja, but his determination, like, he never gives up. Like, she sees how hard he's working. And so that's why she ends up building, like, an interest in him. She sees him and thinks, she's giving him choosing signals, but he's not catching them because he's looking at, Sakura. I mean, this is the classic situation of, like, people say like, oh, if only you looked around and saw the girls who liked you instead of looking at the girls that you want, you could, have something. Like, it's really that situation. Like, he's so focused on Sakura, he can't tell he got a cute young thing and Hinata right in front of his face. But their little romance doesn't really go anywhere in Naruto, at least not in this part of it. As we all, I'm sure we all know where this goes. I mean, let's just say Naruto is a winner in the end. But yeah, like now it's not really going anywhere. But I do like her character. I like even like out of all the girls in Naruto, like if I could choose a girl that I would want as my love interest, it would be Hinata. Like she's definitely like certified QT, and she can fight her little fucking ass off. But yeah, now this is one of my favorite characters, Shikamaru. And Shikamaru is like laid back, lazy kind of dude. Like really, I think that's why I like him. Cause he just can't be bothered with shit. Like he's there, but he doesn't really want to be there. Like that kind of resonates with me. Like just I just remember being at school, and that's just like I was there, but I was never really paying attention and shit. Like I always did the bare minimum of what I had to do, but I always tried to stay in the background and not be too involved, and didn't really try to overachieve anything. Just super laid back and just interested in things, and that's how Shikamaru is. But what makes him really so cool is that he's actually like a genius. Like he's not like at first glance he's just like kind of like in the same group as like Naruto, like this sort of like delinquent ninja, but he's actually very talented as far as like his IQ and being able to come up with strategies. And his particular power is like he has like this, like he can send his shadow and connect it with your shadow and basically like control you. Like he can get you like whatever he does, you'll do. So he can get like he can like get you to like grab a knife and stab yourself. So it's pretty badass power. And I think when he kind of levels it up, he gets to the point where he can actually like choke you with shadow. So he has a pretty decent ability. And the thing is, like during the tuning exams, the you know the the older ninjas, they noticed that he was like he's fucking genius. Like this guy gets like he can strategize on the fly. Like this guy could be a leader. Like I think out of everybody, he was the only one that actually got promoted during the tuning exams. Ended up becoming a tuning. Which is pretty badass, like seeing him like advance in rank like that above everybody else, even though like he's not the main character. Like the fact that they invested that much into him, because you would think that it would be Naruto or Sasuke to get promoted, but it was Shikamaru out of everybody, laid back, lazy guy, an underachiever. He ended up just having the right stuff for to get promoted, and that's another thing that I really like about Naruto is that they invest so much into the characters, not just the main three, but everybody. Like everybody, they invest a lot of time in like building their character, making them likable, showing how their past, where they come from, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and seeing them kind of advance alongside Naruto. So I like that. I like especially seeing that with Shikamaru because he's one of my favorites. But let's get to one of the bad guys. Now, Orochimaru, he's like the main bad guy of Naruto at this juncture. He's years ago, I think he was a part of the Hidden Leaf Village alongside with Jiraiya, actually. But he ended up I guess Orochimaru just ended up basically like turning into an evil bastard and he kind of went his own separate way. And now he just has this vendetta against the entire Hidden Leaf Village where he wants to destroy it. I'm gonna just say up front, I don't like Orochimaru. I feel like as a villain, like he was serviceable as like, all right, this is a pretty good, all right, this is a decent like villain, monster of the week type guy, this will work, but I feel like they kind of dragged the whole Orochimaru shit out way too long throughout Naruto, but I'm gonna get back to that. But yeah, since he's like a main bad guy, as you can imagine, he's pretty fucking powerful. I don't like him, but motherfucker, he'd kill you. Don't get it wrong. I remember when I think Sakura and Sasuke first meet him, all he did was like send out like his killer intent, his killing intent, and they felt it. Like they felt like, oh, we can't beat this guy. Like they were mortified at just the sight of him. Like the second the fight was about to start, they lost all nerve because they felt his power level essentially. Like we can't beat this guy. He's about to murder us. And they just took off fucking running, I think. But yeah, like guys, he's fucking scary. I don't know. Not my, but snakes and shit. Now this guy, oh man, what can I say? Rock Lee. Oh man, can we just get a round of applause for Rock Lee? Oh yeah, Rock Lee. Oh man. Oh. Now, Rock Lee, without a doubt, one of the, oh man, just a fucking fan favorite. I mean, Rock Lee is so awesome. He got his own spin-off series. I mean, come on, need I say more? But yeah, Rock Lee is like, the unique thing about Rock Lee is that he can't use any type of ninjutsu or genjutsu, which really cripples him as a ninja. It limits his options to pretty much just, weapons and taijutsu, his hands. And, his whole background is kind of just coming to terms with the fact that he can't use ninjutsu like everybody else, but he still wants to be considered like an elite ninja. He doesn't want to let this handicap hold him, keep him from being what he wants to be. So he tries so hard, like training harder than anybody else to be a good ninja. But at least early on, he couldn't quite get it. It's just like it not being able to do what everybody else was doing. Kind of, it just held him back so much. But luckily, he met Mike Guy, who ends up becoming his instructor, and he notices that Rock Lee is he very, very hard working. He can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, and he saw that it was kind of really getting to him, breaking him down. So he took a special, unique interest in Rock Lee and decided to dedicate himself to helping him make the most of himself with what he can do, which is taijutsu. And Mike Guy himself, being a taijutsu expert, he was able to really teach Rock Lee how to be a serious threat, even without being able to do all the little fancy tricks like the fireballs and shadow clones and illusions. He don't need none of that. He would bust your ass with just two hands, man. And even early on, like, he's one of the, like, he shows up and you immediately know, like, he's not a joke, because he makes Sasuke look like Naruto. Like, he made Sasuke look like a bitch when they first met. I mean, he could have beat his ass easily, so you immediately see, like, okay, this guy can't use ninjutsu and genjutsu, but he's so fast, he's so strong, like, it don't even matter. And that's what makes him so cool, is like, he's just so fast and strong, like, he can just beat your ass regardless of what you can do. And it's so simple, but it makes him stand out as a character. And I think it also makes his fights a little bit more interesting, because you don't see a bunch of, like, oh, you stabbed me with a knife. Oh wait, it's not really me, it's a clone. I'm over here. Oh wait, you hit me. Oh wait, that was actually a log. I'm over here. Like, you don't get that with him. It's straight up just beating ass, like just punching motherfuckers in the face. And that's what I like about Rock Lee. I don't even have to tell you about the fight between Rock Lee and Gaara. I mean, that's just, gotta be like one of the top 50 anime fights of all time. Rock Lee versus Gaara. I mean, just seeing him, he took off the weighted clothes and he unleashed the fifth gates. Oh man, like, that shit was just fucking awesome. I love Rock Lee. Oh man, what a beautiful character. And just seeing his struggle, there's, like I said, the characters in Naruto just so likable. Well, most of them. Fuck Sakura. Then you have Neji, who's the cousin of Hinata. He also has a unique blood ability, whatever you want to call it. What's it called? Oh, I totally forgot. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. What's on? Byakugan. Yeah, I know I can. Byakugan. Yeah, but that's what it's called. The Byakugan. I think the Byakugan, like, gives them, like, this extreme, like, perception, awareness ability where, like, they can see everything. Like, they can see, like, very good, and they can see, like, the chakra points in your body, and they can, like, attack, like, those points, kind of like what Kenshiro does in Fist of the North Star, like hitting certain, like, points on your body to, like, distort the energy and chakras to, like, fuck you up. Like, that's basically what him and Hinata are able to do. Honestly, Neji as a character doesn't really stand out to me. I feel like he's just too similar to Sasuke. Like, he's kind of a more, I guess you could say, like, a more toned down Sasuke, but because really the only thing that's really interesting about him is kind of his background. If I recall correctly, out of the two, him and Hinata, he's actually, like, the more, at least at this point, like, he's more talented than she is, but, like, he's subjugated to, like, being, like, basically, like, her protector. Like, he's supposed to, like, die for her, like, he's underneath her, but he's better than her. And then that kind of has him, like, all in his feelings and shit. He detests her, but it's his duty to kind of, like, really, like, be willing to die for her, but he feel like it's not fair that him and his family who are supposed, at least appear to be more talented than she is, why should they have to be subservient to them? And that's kind of his whole character arc, at least at this point. Like I said, he don't really stand out much to me, but he's a decent character. I don't hate him, don't love him. Kiba. Now this is a character I like. He kind of reminds me of Yamcha a little bit, because of the whole wolf thing, the claws and shit. But yeah, Yamcha. I called him Yamcha. But yeah, Kiba is like, he's like kind of a wild child, like he come from the woods and shit. Like, this motherfucker was raised by wolves and shit. But yeah, like, he comes from like a clan that specializes in like raising like dog ninjas. So their techniques are very like animal like, and even his appearance, like he has like the coat like the fur hoodie. He's got the long claws and he's got the fangs. Very cool looking character. And I don't know, like I like him, but his personality is a little hard to describe. He's kind of like, he's very like self-assured. He kind of reminds me of Naruto a little bit, just not in like a clownish way. Just kind of, but he's not really like cold, quiet type like Sasuke. He's more extroverted. A little bit more easygoing, but still like you can tell like he's kind of he's kind of got an ego about himself. He thinks he's hot shit. Like let's just say like he thinks like he can really fuck people up because he got fangs and shit. And he keeps like a little dog with him named Akimaru. At this point he's like a little puppy, but he can use Akimaru to kind of help him in fights. Akimaru can like sniff things out, of course, because he's like a dog. So but yeah, he's got like some cool techniques where like he can turn into like a giant wolf, or Akimaru can turn into like a clone of him, and they can do like this tornado spinning like tackle thing. Very cool. I like Kiba. Definitely one of my more favorite characters. I just think he needs more screen time. I think he probably just needs like just a few more fights. I think I would love to see him in more fights, because he's actually a cool character. I think you could probably do a lot with him. And then there's Shino. He's like he's from a ninja clan that specializes in using like bug type techniques. They have this arrangement with insects where they allow insects to live inside their bodies, and in exchange, they can use the insects in their like special ninjutsu and stuff like that. And in a word to describe Shino, I'd say like he's kind of like just weird. Like he's like the weird guy. Like for real. Like he's cool, quiet, kind of introverted, but like he has like a big coat that kind of covers his lower, like his like the lower part of his mouth. He wears shades, so you can't see his eyes. So he's kind of like, he's just mysterious, like a weird, like he's that weird dude in a trench coat that you kind of see at the bus stop, and you say, I ain't gonna stop at this bus stop and go to the next. So it's like just kind of a creepy weird dude. And then the fact that he got bugs all in him and shit, I don't see how the fuck you can do that, man. Like how can you sleep when you got like 1,000 spiders crawling in your ass? I mean, this guy, kudos, man. But I do like him though. I like Shino. I think I'm interested to see like what can he do, beyond just what I've seen in Naruto, because I like him as a character, but combat wise, I'm not really all that impressed so far with his techniques. And really even now it's kind of hard to remember what he was doing other than like sending out bugs to like do shit for him. So I like it's cool to have like a little weird guy in it, like a little weird twitchy Jeff Goldblum type type character. But you know, he's got to show me something more. I want to see more from him, like as far as like fighting and technique and shit like that. Then there's Choji. He's a plump, big boned, heavy set. he's a big boy. Choji is like he's a ninja that he comes from like a clan where they use their own body mass to you know, increase their power. So he's always eating all the time, storing fat so he can later, I guess, like convert it into chakra to do like this like super cool like special power up move where he turns into a butterfly. I know it sounds stupid now, but if only you've seen it, you'll know. But yeah, one of his powers though is that he can inflate himself into like a big ball man and just like roll over his opponents like a bowling ball. Like so he's definitely like a very attack power focused character. Not very tricky, just, you know, kind of straightforward. Oh, excuse me. Damn. Oh man, what was I eating? You know, but yeah, just a straightforward like power character. I'm gonna roll over your ass type dude. And he also has like these power pills, like these little like these pills he can bring on the battlefield that gives him like increases his power. Like and he can like stretch his arms out, make his arms really big, stuff like that. I like Choji. I like Choji. He's a part of the gang. Like he's definitely gang for me. As far as like the actual like likable ninjas, like he's in there, just probably on like the lower end, you know, because he's just like the heavy set friend that you happen to have within your group. But yeah. Then there's Ino. Would be as bad as Sakura, but she's not around that often, so I don't hate her. But what is it about Naruto and just these terrible female characters? I do not know. To me, she's just not likable. Like she's just really just almost like a carbon copy of Sakura. She has the same obsession with Sasuke. She's just a little bit more girly. Like she's more feminine than Sakura. You know, Sakura got a little tomboy in her for sure, and Ino is more of a girly girl. But her power is that she can control the bodies of other people. Like she can basically send her consciousness into their body or trade consciousnesses with them. And, you know, control their body and have them do things. But I think while she's in their body, if she gets hurt, then her body gets hurt or something like that. There's some flaw to it where she can't really exploit it the way you would think she would. But even her technique is kind of it's different, but I guess I'm more impressed by the offensive stuff. You know, that's why I like the Kibas and the Chojis and the Rock Lees, because they're pretty straightforward. They'll just fuck you up. They'll just, they go slice you up or beat you up or some shit like that. But she got like one of those tricky. She's like a kind of. You kind of got to utilize her in like a strategic way. That's why I think it's perfect that she's with Shikamaru. He can kind of strategize and figure out how to, use Choji's strength and Ino's particular ability, to the fullest. But yeah, I don't really like her. Just another bad female character in this. Oh yeah, and Might Guy. Gotta talk about Might Guy, but he's the guy that teaches Rock Lee how to fight. And he kind of reminds me of Kamina from Gurren Lagann, just a fucking energy ball of confidence, just a symbol of confidence, like just oh man, a paragon of strength and masculinity. It's that type of character. Like he would be like a perfect guidance counselor for troubled youth. He's a little silly. He's a little on the silly side. Like he's the rival to Kakashi. Like Kakashi, he's like cool dude, cool, too cool for school type edgelord and Well, no. That's Sasuke. Oh man, I should slap myself for calling Kakashi Edge Lord. He's too good for that. But yeah, my guy is Kakashi's rival, and but he's definitely the more sillier of the two. Very fun character, very likable. I like him, because he gives me like those Kamina vibes, like just believe in yourself, work hard, but at the same time, like he's stern, like he's strict too. Like it's like he'll punch you in the face just to wake you up. Like stop being a bitch. Like he'll hit you in the mouth or go run 100 laps, do 500 push-ups. Like he's strict with like he's so loving and friendly and encouraging, but it's like there's like discipline behind it too. It's a method to the madness. It's not like he's just straight up just silly and just believe in yourself. Like no, like work. And if you don't, I'm gonna punch him in the mouth and I'm gonna smile and cry while I do it. Like Lee. Oh man, but yeah, I love my guy. He's awesome. Tintin. Yeah. Tintin. Gaara. Now, Gaara, he's he's a powerful character. He's actually like one of the main villains early on in Naruto. Gaara, he comes from the Sand Village, and he's able to manipulate sand and use it for his attacks. And really, his biggest strength is probably the fact, like his defensive capabilities, like the sand almost instinctively protects him against any type of attack. So he can just stand completely still and not move a muscle, and you can attack him with any type of like ninjutsu, taijutsu. Like you can come at him from any angle, and the sand will just protect him on its own. So he kind of has like very like strong defense. Like his defense is just impeccable. Like that's really what I think of when I think about Gaara. Just someone you can't even touch. And even when you touch him, like he has like the sand infused with his body to protect him. Like it's just, he got so many layers of defense. Then on top of that, like he can send the sand after you and use it to like crush you and turn it into like just really manipulate it and fuck your ass, like slam it on you and push you and shit. It's a damn powerful move. Like he's a big threat early on until Naruto put him in his place. But definitely when he showed up on the scene and he had this fight with Rock Lee, as hard as Rock Lee tried, man, like that Gaara for most of the fight didn't even have to go on the offensive. He just had to kind of sit there and let his sand do the work. That's just how good it is. That's how overpowered that shit was. So yeah, definitely as far as like combat, Gaara is legit. I mean, he's even after getting beat by Naruto, is like you still kind of feel like he could not anybody, but like you gotta feel like he could probably round 2 he could probably beat Naruto. Like he never seems weak at any point. Like he's really like has a true aura of strength, and his personality, like because of course, like I said, he was a villain early on. I mean, downright psychotic even. I mean, this kid. And the thing is, usually with characters like him, because I think some people would put him in the edgelord category with Sasuke a little bit. But I feel like in his case, it was actually justified. I think Gaara is probably one of the better written, like, quote unquote, bad guys that I've seen in the anime. Because he's one of the few guys where I looked at his past and I was like, oh yeah, I would have been killing motherfuckers too. I would not be me right now. I would be, oh man, I would be a serial killer if I went through what he went through. I mean, Gaara really had a sad, tragic past. I mean, definitely worse than Naruto or comparable to that of Sasuke, because Sasuke went through some shit. Like, don't get it, like, people give him a lot of shit for And you know, man, fuck all that. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna defend Sasuke for a second. I'm defending Gaara, but Sasuke get a lot of shit for being an edge lord too. But this motherfucker got his whole family just just murdered, bruh, by his own brother. Like, that'll fuck you up. That'll do some shit to you. And the guy's, you know, he's young. He's going through emotions and shit. Like, give the guy a break. But Gaara definitely. I would have been the killing motherfuckers today if I went through what he went through. Oh man, but yeah. Who else? Then there's Iruka Sensei. He's one of the first people who took an interest in Naruto. He's I think he's a chunin. Is he a jonin or a chunin? Because he kind of bummed me. Like, he don't really do shit. I don't even know. He might be an Afghani. I don't even know. He don't do a goddamn thing. But Iruka is one of the first people who took an interest in Naruto. Like, he would always, like, you know, give him extra attention, take him out to eat ramen and stuff. So he was one of the Naruto's earliest friends. You know, he kind of takes a back seat to other characters after, you know, the beginning of Naruto, but he's still kind of around and kind of establishes, like, you know, Naruto's, like, first, like, you know, really his first friend. As far as, like, combat, he's doesn't really stand out. Doesn't seem all that capable, to be honest. He just seems like the most generic ninja you could possibly have. But, you know, he's not a bad guy. You know, he got Naruto through, you know, his rough patch. So, you know, I think we always gotta, you know, put a fist up for our boy Iruka. And the last character I'm gonna talk about is Tsunade. Tsunade happens to be she ends up being the replacement Hokage for the third Hokage, after, you know, he goes through some things, and to say the least. But yeah, she ends up becoming like the new Hokage, and big titties. Yeah, that's when I think this. When I think of Tsunade, I just think big titties. But yeah, she goes way back to like the days of. She used to hang out with. She was on the same team as Jiraiya and Orochimaru back when they were young ninjas. At this point, she's actually, I think, in her 50s or something, but she looks like she's in her 20s or 30s because she's able to manipulate her physical appearance somehow, so that she remains very beautiful and voluptuous. But yeah, definitely eye candy, but she kind of has an attitude. You know, her attitude, she kind of has that, she kind of got like a Chi-Chi thing going on. You know, like she's kind of, even her voice is kind of like just nag, like just nag. But she's a very capable of like healing ninja. Like her specialty is like medicine, you know, healing wounds, surgery, that sort of stuff. And she's also extremely powerful. Like she can punch a boulder and turn it into, you know, a bag of rocks. For real, like she's strong as fuck, and she can do medicine. You know, she may be kind of a nagging bitch, but you know, she's very capable, and I can always respect that. And I think overall, Tsunade is a likable character. I don't think she's bad at all. I think, you know, I don't think it's bad for her to be kind of an asshole. She doesn't have to be this feminine, demure, you know, girly girl. I think it's kind of good that she's rough around the edges, and you know, she can give it as good as she can take it. But yeah, probably one of the few like female characters that I think are actually written good in Naruto. Probably Tsunade and Hinata. Probably who I like the most as far as like the girls. But yeah, man, just so many characters in Naruto. So many likable characters. And that's definitely what I think is one of the biggest strengths of Naruto. Give me a second. I'm gonna take a little sip. This is gonna be a long episode, but somebody's calling. It's fucking 11 o'clock. Who the fuck is this? Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about just some of the good things about Naruto. We're gonna get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know? Alright, so first off, I have to give it up to Naruto for having such a great cast of characters. I mean, man, it is just so many likable characters in this. Some not so much, but I mean, you got Naruto, Kakashi, Jiraiya, Hinata, Shikamaru, Rock Lee, Kiba, Shino, Choji, my guy. God, it just I like just so many characters in this, and for different reasons, and they give so many of them just, good character development, nice little story arcs for them to, see them grow and overcome their insecurities and problems and issues. And I'm sure there's going to be more of that when I get to Shippuden. But yeah, Naruto just has a really good cast of characters. I mean, I feel like it's really hard. It's hard for a anime just be carried by one character. Like the main, like the focus should definitely not be on the main character all the time. And I think, one of like a good example of like having a great cast is like Hajime no Ippo. Like I love that so much because Ippo isn't the only like cool character. Like it's you got so many, like they take time and make all of his rivals just as likable as he is. And they do the same thing in Naruto. They make everybody almost everybody so fucking likable and lovable and interesting and different. And they give them, got cool character arcs and all that. So, I got to give it up for the great cast. And, man, Naruto is pretty fucking funny. Like, when Naruto tries to be funny, like, I'm not saying I'm sitting there like just laughing out loud, but you know how something is just like clever and funny, and it raises your spirit a little bit. Maybe a few times I actually chuckled or gave a like a little short laugh. But I can appreciate good humor, even if it's not like laugh out loud humor. I can appreciate like there's little funny faces and little gags and pranks and shit. And I think Naruto does that pretty damn well. Like when it's funny, when it tries to be funny, it actually works. And that can only add, well, that adds to the anime as well. But shonen tends to kind of blend at least a mild amount of comedy in and with the action and all that. So that's to be expected. But Naruto does a good job at being funny, I think. I would say that's really, like, I give the comedy a thumbs up. It's uplifting and positive as well. Like, it has a lot of good, like, I guess you could say like just principles, like the principles that these guys try to live by, like their way of the ninja, their determination and perseverance, never giving up. It's very typical. It's nothing unique to it's nothing unique to Naruto. These are themes that you can find in like most shonen anime or anime in general. This sort of having like this attitude of I can do whatever I put my mind to, and the power of friendship. It's nothing new, but I feel like it's done well. Like it's, anyone who watches this, like, especially like as a kid, I feel like shows like this are a good influence. Cause a lot of people put anime down as being like, useless weeb shit. But I feel like anime really strengthened like my moral compass. Like it's weird to say, but I feel like it was like, it just gave me like, it made me want to better myself. Seeing shows like Naruto makes you want to better yourself. It makes you want to aim higher and, reach out, make friends, and, make those connections, and, just try to be the best you can be, for yourself and those around you. And I think that's just, that's a beautiful thing. And I think Naruto kind of really encourages that. It's kind of the overall theme, just friendship and giving it your best shot. It's so generic, it's so cliche, such a platitude, but it's true, man. It's really true. Never give up. Believe in yourself, and love your friends. And it has awesome fights, Thinking back to Dragon Ball again, I feel like at this point, it's so much about power levels, like who got the biggest, strongest beam and who hit the hardest, but The thing I can appreciate about Naruto is while it does have like kind of, just good straight up fight moments and shit, like because they're ninjas and they have like these like all these different ninjutsus and genjutsus and techniques, like you see a lot more, I guess, variety as far as like strategy used in the fights. Like when Naruto had turned himself into that big shuriken and used that as a way to get behind Zabuza so he could attack him. Stuff like that, like just cool strategies like that. Like I really like that. Or that crazy shit that Shikamaru did when he fought that girl from the Sand Village, using his shadow and all. Like, man, like it's really some tricky stuff that goes, like really just clever ways that they use their powers to get the edge over their opponent. And it's not just all about, power levels and, big beams and shit. Like there's a lot of strategy and thought that goes into those fights sometimes. And, I really like that. But it's also good when it's just a straight up, throwing hands. Like it's animated nicely and all that. And, good fight choreography. So overall, I like the fights in Naruto. Yeah, awesome fights. And just overall, Naruto just has good world building. I'm done with it now, but I cannot wait to get into Shippuden. Shippuden, what a dumbass Shippuden. I can't wait to get into Shippuden and just see more of this world, like more of the other villages and countries and more characters. Like just I think Naruto has very good world building, creating an interesting environment where you're interested in what's going on, like the politics is going on between the different villages and factions and shit like that. And that's the thing, like I kind of feel like, because I've been thinking about this and I was like, I asked myself the question, like, does Dragon Ball have good world building? Because like when I think of Dragon Ball, like I don't even think of a world as much as like at this point it's more like the Earth is just like a boxing ring for for Goku and Vegeta to just challenge whoever show up. Like it's not like it's I don't know. It's like I don't really think of like, oh, this particular city and this village and that, and it's just like every place is just like a fucking arena to fight in. I don't know. That's an interesting question, to compare Dragon Ball's world building to Naruto's. Because even though I think Dragon Ball is superior, I think Naruto does do some things better. Okay, now here's the bad. Oh man, and it gets bad. The fucking filler. Now I know if I watched the manga, I wouldn't have to deal with that. But fuck it, this is an anime review, not a manga. So hey, fillers are part of the anime. I gotta judge it. I gotta critique this shit, man. And oh god, there is over 100 episodes of filler in Naruto. 100. Oh my god. And what makes the filler so bad is when it gets to like the last stretch of it, and it's just like 100 episodes of straight filler. The thing about Dragon Ball had a lot of filler. Like people forget Dragon Ball, a lot of that shit was not in the manga, but I like they found a way to embed it into the canon. Like they mixed it together like perfectly, at least as good as they possibly could. Like there weren't like these huge arcs that didn't mean anything, that weren't canon. They were just, they did like little silly things like Goku and Piccolo learning to drive, or just extending like power-up scenes, or showing like Bulma at Roshi's house looking at the fight on a crystal ball or something. Like they embedded the filler into the canon in a nice way that kind of fleshed out the characters and the world a little bit more. Like I felt like the filler in Dragon Ball kind of added to it, whereas in Naruto, especially like on that last stretch of filler, like that 100 episode stretch, I mean, it's nothing but tedious and grueling because it's not like it's mixed in with the canon. It's just absolute bullshit. Oh, I mean, and really, that's why it took me so long to finish. Now, I mean, I finished the canon part like months ago. I just didn't want to watch that filler, but I was committed to watching Naruto in its entirety. But I'm gonna let you guys know right now, when I watch Shippuden, I'm skipping the filler. I am skipping the filler. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit no more, bro. 500 episodes and half that shit filler? Fuck that. I'm not going through this shit again. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. When that shit Putin review come out, I did not watch the filler. I'm not doing that again. Not for this bullshit. But yeah, that filler, man. And the thing about the filler was that, now, it wasn't all bad. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't all but I feel like it was worse when they made like little serious arcs. Like when they tried to make like a little serious, like 4 episode little, mission. Like whenever they tried to make it serious, I didn't like it. Like the filler was actually okay when it was just like a silly episode that was just meant to be fun. Like when Rock Lee made his own dojo and wanted people to come challenge him. Like that was a cool episode. Like that was just funny. Like that was entertaining. Like I like that. But when they make up like these new villains out of nowhere, like these fucking bozos who look like somebody from DeviantArt drew them and shit, like the fucking people from they started making up villages and shit, like Star Village, and god damn, bro, that the filler was just, it was so tedious. But like I said, it was the funny episode. Now, when it was just a goofy, silly episode of filler, I dug that. That was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed those, but when they were like just trying to be serious, I was like, this is not working. And then it's like, it just doesn't work because it's like you watch the canon parts of it, and you see what these guys are capable of. You see how you see how strong Naruto is when he's pushed against the edge. Like you get to see like these different characters and how strong they really are. But then in the filler, these fucking ninjas come out of nowhere and suddenly they giving Naruto a hard time. And I'm not saying that's impossible because he's still really just a child, a kid, but I feel like by the end of the canon, like they made so much progress. It's like, it's not even believable when they're having a hard time in a lot of these fights that they're supposed to be serious. Cause it's like Naruto hasn't even like going like Demon Fox mode yet. So how is it serious? Like you haven't even pushed him to the brink yet, So just them trying to be serious just didn't work for me. I just didn't like that shit. I preferred it when it was just like goofy filler. But yeah, I gotta take off points there's just so much filler, and most of it is not good. All right, another bad thing, Sakura. I mean, like I said, man, Naruto has a fantastic cast of characters, but but Sakura is like a black hole. She's a void in that statement. Like just Sakura is absolute darkness as far as like likable characters. Oh man, I mean, every time I saw her face, I just wanted to puke. I couldn't stand Sakura. Man, I got upset every time I knew it was gonna be a Sakura episode or like a Sakura flashback. Fuck, man, the nightmare fuel. Damn. Whew. But yeah, I talked about Sakura, how badly I hate Sakura enough earlier, so I'm gonna get to the next bad thing here. Now I would say not enough major villains. Now, of course, you had, Zabuza, you had Gaara, but then Orochimaru showed up, and I feel like it never went away from him. Itachi showed up for a little bit, but then not. But then that was towards the tail end of the canon, and after that, it was just filler. And so, really, personally, I just feel like Orochimaru overstayed his welcome as a villain. Maybe in Shippuden, like I don't know, maybe he's I don't know, maybe he's deserving of his stay, but I just feel like in Naruto, I just wish they would have been done with him. I hate how they prolonged his whole, whatever the fuck he wanted to do by destroying the village and his obsession with Sasuke. I mean, I understand how he's important to Sasuke's, his whole arc and his growth and all of that. But just the fact that they never really discarded him as the main villain throughout, once he showed up, that's pretty much who was the main villain throughout. I just didn't like that. I wish they would have moved on from Orochimaru and just took it somewhere else. I just didn't like him as, just staying around that long, And, I gotta say, sometimes I hate the replacement jutsu. I hate how there are just so many moments in Naruto where you see somebody get hurt and what do you know? It wasn't really them. It was a replacement jutsu. It was actually a fucking log. They're unharmed in a bush somewhere, laughing their ass off. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, because that's part of what makes Naruto Naruto. They're ninjas, so they're gonna use deception in battle, and I appreciate that. But I just feel like that one thing is just annoying. It's kind of annoying. It kind of reminds me in Dragon Ball when someone does like a big beam, and like a beam that should have been big enough to destroy the planet, and then you see like a big gust of like dust and smoke, and then it slowly reveals that the person who was hit with the beam is completely unharmed. It's kind of like that feeling. It's overdone. It's annoying, but it's it is what it is. It's not like a strong dislike that I have, but it's one of the minor annoyance that I have with Naruto. Oh man, but I don't know. Man, but the last big fight between Naruto and Sasuke, oh man, I gotta say I love that. That was a good ass fight, and that fight took about 3-4 episodes. That was a good ass fight. Gotta be tied like top 20 anime fights right there. Naruto versus Sasuke 1. Well, what was that? Like really like 2, 3, I don't know. But whatever. That main fight at the end when they really go all out. That was the fight. Oh man, the fight choreography for that was like awesome, man. I mean, that was just such a long, brutal fight. And they just kept one upping each other, man. I really like that one. That was an awesome fight. And Naruto, when you first watch it, it kind of I don't know, it's a little slow, but that's kind of necessary to kind of establish the world. But I feel like once the Chunin exams get rolling, that's when it really gets good. Like when the Chunin exam, I mean, look, nothing, I swear, there is nothing that would set an anime off like a tournament arc. I mean, you saw it in Boku no Hero Academia. It ain't take them no time to set up a fucking tournament arc. You know what I'm saying? Dark Tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho. The world tournaments in Dragon Ball. Tournaments are just a perfect way to get anime really ramped up. And the Chunin exam is right around the time Naruto starts getting really good. And from there, it's just a great ride, man. So, as far as my score for Naruto, overall, I'm going to give it a 7. Now, I feel like it could be deserving of a 8, 7.5, a 8, something like around there. But I gotta take off for the filler. You know, the filler, because like I said, this is an anime review. So I had to take off like a point just for just all that filler that just was not good. I mean, even though it's not canon, I know, you know, but it's a part of the Naruto anime. So I had to judge it along with the whole, you know, and so that's what really kind of crippled the score a little bit for me. Just all that filler, and I don't feel like it was implemented all that well, and it wasn't that good. Because filler in of itself isn't bad. Filler can work. It's just that, you know, you got to do it the right way. And I just feel like they dropped the ball here. Some of it was funny, but that's why I took off a point pretty much. You know, I give the story a 3. You know, I feel like the story aspect of Naruto is one of his stronger kind of one of his strengths. You know, it kept me engaged, kept me interested. You know, when it was good, I couldn't stop, you know, loading up the next episode. So that's always a good sign, you know, when I'm excited to get to the next episode. The action, I give it like a 4. It's definitely up there. You know, it's not just brain dead combat brawling. Like, they're doing like some clever strategic maneuvers, tactics, and using their, you know, ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, and all kind of creative ways. Really appreciate that. And the animation was solid. You know, there's not a lot of like quality moments, but you can kind of tell when they kind of bring out the big guns. Like when it's a very serious fight, you know, the animation kind of gets a lot better all of a sudden. But generally, it's okay. I give like a 3.5. The music, not bad, not good. You know, it fits. You know, I say, but a lot of the music doesn't really stand out to me. Comedy, I give it like a 3 because I think Naruto is actually kind of a genuinely funny anime when it wants to be. I got to give props to the comedy bits in Naruto. And Ichi, 1.5. Not a lot of Ichi in this. You know, Naruto, he turns himself to a girl every now and then to, you know, entice his opponents, you know, make them lose their cool. And then you have characters like Tsunade, who are just walking milk jugs. Overall, not a very sexual, not an overly sexual anime. Like I said, 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to get to Shippuden, but I'm gonna hold off on that. I think I'm a little burned out on Naruto right now. I think I'm gonna watch a couple other shows before I get into Shippuden. And that was my Naruto review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another one soon. Love you guys. Marco out.